Hello everyone. Welcome back to Algorithm with Chelsea. Today we will learn Python, Booleans and logic. A Boolean is a value that is either true or false. These Boolean values help us write smarter if statements. Let's begin. In real life, we answer yes or no questions all the time. Is it raining right now? That can be true or false. Are you hungry? That can be true or false. Do you have homework today? That can be true or false. Python can store these yes or no answers using something called a Boolean. So what is a Boolean? A Boolean is a value that is either true or false. Very important, the first letter is capital. We write true with a capital T and false with a capital F. Also important, Booleans do not use quotation marks. Now let's look at the example. We set a variable named b to the Boolean value true. That means b stores a yes answer. Then we print b. So Python will show the value stored inside b. Next we print type of b. Type tells us what kind of value b is. Here is the output. First, Python prints true. That is the value stored in b. Second, Python prints class bool. Bool is short for Boolean. So b is a Boolean variable. Now, how do we create Boolean values in code? One common way is comparisons. Comparisons produce true or false. Here are the comparison operators. Greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, double equals, meaning equal to, and not equal to. One more very important rule. Double equals is comparison. Single equals is assignment. Assignment means you store a value into a variable. Now, question 1. What is the output of these three print statements? First, print 7 greater than 10. Second, print 3 double equals 3. Third, print 5 not equal to 5. Pause and predict the three lines, true or false. Let's check the answers. 7 greater than 10 is false. So the first line prints false. 3 equal to 3 is true. So the second line prints true. 5 not equal to 5 is false. So the third line prints false. Now let's learn logical operators. First is and. And means both conditions must be true. Look at the example. Older than 16 is true. Past test is false. Then we check an if statement with older than 16 and past test. This means, are both conditions true? Let's see what prints. Here is the output. It prints, you will not get a driver license. Why? Because with and, both sides must be true. But past test is false. So true and false becomes false. The if condition is false, so Python goes to else. Next logical operator is or. Or means at least one condition is true. In this example, is weekend is true. Is holiday is false. The if checks is weekend or is holiday. Since at least one side is true, the whole condition becomes true. So Python will print the message in the if block. Here is the output. It prints, you can stay at home. Why? True or false becomes true. So the if condition is true, and Python does not use else. The last logical operator is not. Not means the opposite. Not changes true to false, and changes false to true. In the example, raining is false. The if checks not raining. So it checks the opposite of false, which is true. That means the print line will run. Here is the output. It prints, let's go to the park. And here is the reason. Raining is false. So not raining becomes true. The if condition is true, so Python prints the message. Now, question 2. Age is 12. Has ticket is true. The if condition is age greater than or equal to 13 and has ticket. Let's check the first part. Is age greater than or equal to 13? 12 is not greater than or equal to 13, so that part is false. Now think, false and true becomes what? What is the output? Pause and answer. The output is kids movie. Why? Age greater than or equal to 13 is false. Has ticket is true. False and true becomes false. So the if condition is false, and Python goes to else. That is why it prints kids movie. Now question 3. You get a prize if at least one condition is true. Condition 1. Score is at least 90. Condition 2. Has coupon is true. Score is 85. Has coupon is true. We need to fill in the if condition. Because it says at least one, we should use or. Pause and fill in the blank condition. Here is the correct condition. If score is greater than or equal to 90 or has coupon. Now evaluate it. Score is 85, so score greater than or equal to 90 is false. Has coupon is true. False or true becomes true. So the if condition is true, and Python prints, you get a prize. Let's summarize what we learned. Boolean variables are either true or false. Comparisons like greater than, less than, equal to, and not equal to return Booleans. And means both conditions must be true. Or means at least one condition is true. Not flips true and false. Booleans are usually used inside if and elif statements. This concludes our lecture. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.